You ever catch yourself thinking, I should have more gratitude, but then feeling guilty when you don't actually feel it? Same. Your knockouts, and welcome to another episode of Thoughts That Keep Me Up at Night with Kin. You know who I am. This week, we're going to slow things down and continue with that restful energy. How we're going to do that is by redefining gratitude. The word gratitude gets tossed around a lot, especially this time of year. But sometimes it feels more like a chore than a choice. That's why we are going to break this down in 4 different ways. Gratitude versus toxic positivity, the neuroscience of appreciation, staying thankful when life is really hard, and building daily practices that actually stick. So get cozy, because this isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about finding peace even when things aren't. Let's start by clearing something up here. Gratitude is not the same as faking that you're fine. The toxic positivity mindset says, just be thankful, it could be worse. But true gratitude says, yeah, it's freaking hard, but there's still something here worth noticing. The first one shuts down your feelings. The second one gives them room to breathe. See, gratitude doesn't erase grief or anger or disappointment. It just invites those feelings to sit at the same table without taking over the entire dinner, if you catch my drift. You can be tired and thankful. You can be healing and hopeful. That balance right there, that's what real gratitude looks like. The thing about gratitude is that it gets kind of a bad rap because it's treated like a personality trait. Something you either got or you don't. But really, it's a skill. And like any skill, your brain can learn it. Even if you weren't born with the chai latte and journaling genre. So let's talk about how this works, literally, in your brain. Here's the cool part. Gratitude changes your brain, literally. Every time you notice something that you appreciate, like your morning coffee, a laugh with a friend, sunlight sneaking through the blinds, your brain releases dopamine. The exact same stuff that fires when you accomplish something big. And over time, that's going to rewire your focus. Instead of scanning for what's wrong, your brain starts noticing what's right. It is not magic. No. It is neuroplasticity. When you practice gratitude regularly, you are essentially running a software update in your own mind, of your own volition. I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty rad. Speaking of neuroplasticity, we can all learn new habits. And in order to shed light on that, I want to talk about our sponsor, B0 Plastic. If you've been trying to simplify your life and live a little more intentionally, gratitude starts with the small stuff, right? B0 Plastic makes that easy. The products that they sell are 100% environmentally friendly. There's absolutely no greenwashing. And the CEO and founder herself makes sure to vet each one for credibility and quality. All of those products are made here in the USA, and the most important thing is that they are not just accessible, but they're affordable. Some of those items include basic living necessities like dental floss and toothpaste, dish soap and dishcloths, laundry detergent and lint balls, and even trash and waste bags. I don't know about you, but that definitely sounds like sustainability without sacrifice. So if you're ready to make gratitude a little more practical, when this episode finishes, go down to the description below, click on the link, or scan this QR code here on screen. Use code KIN, K-I-N, and you will get 10% off your very first order. It's one more really simple way to not only thank the planet, but support this podcast. All right, let's keep going. If you have been truly trying to simplify your life and live more sustainably, gratitude starts with the small things. Now that we know that gratitude can literally rewire our brains, the next question is, how do we access it when life isn't exactly throwing us sunshine and rainbows? Because let's be honest, some days, gratitude literally feels like the last thing on the list. And now, obviously, gratitude is not always easy. And when life is at its worst, simply saying I'm thankful feels like forcing a smile in a blistering storm. And that's completely normal. Because once again, gratitude is not about pretending everything is okay. It means recognizing that even in the chaos, something still is. Maybe it's a lesson hidden in the struggle. Maybe it's a moment of quiet that reminds you to keep going. Maybe it's just the fact that you've made it through another day. You don't have to love pain to learn from it. Sometimes being thankful just means saying, I can still find meaning in this. And once we start to find that meaning, even in the smallest of ways, it's a lot easier to keep that energy alive. But consistency is where most people struggle. So let's talk about making gratitude something that actually fits into your life instead of something that adds more pressure to it. So how do we keep this going when the inspiration fades? By keeping it simple and sustainable. Forget those long gratitude lists that you're never going to keep up with. Try little rituals that easily fit into your daily routines. Record a quick gratitude voice memo before you go to bed. Take a reflection walk once a week, if you can. Tie a gratitude thought to something you already do, like your morning with your loved ones or picking out your outfit for the day. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be yours. Because gratitude isn't a performance, it's a rhythm. And the easier it feels, the more likely you are to keep up with it. All right, let's take a moment to cover what we just discussed. We explored the difference between gratitude and toxic positivity, touched on the neuroscience of appreciation, talked about staying thankful when life is really hard, and set examples of what building daily gratitude habits that stick looks like. My personal gratitude list this week: you for listening, and the team at B0 Plastic for keeping both my show and the planet a little bit fresher. And the fact that my water didn't spill during this recording. Small wins, right? If you have not already, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button and click the little notification bell. It really helps the channel, shows YouTube we're out here, and of course supports both our sponsor and this podcast in a really easy, free way. This will also help remind you to never miss a new episode on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Obviously here on YouTube, and hopefully very soon to be on Spotify. If you would like to get a little more in-depth on these topics, please go to Thoughts That Keep Me with Kin at substack.com, and you can subscribe to our newsletter for free, have access to behind the scenes content, idea polls, and of course updates on the newest episodes. Or if you would like me to explore a specific topic or talk to a specific person, you can go to my bio, check out my business email, and send your inquiries there. We would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me on another Restless Night Knockouts. I can't wait to see you next week, but until then, You know what to do. Say hey to the dark side.